I've been taught in life, you are the company you keep. And so Cricbuzz allows me to walk on the same path, be around people who are much wiser, people who have pearls of wisdom to share every day, whether on camera or off it. And I'm in the company of two wise men here in the studio.
I'm trying to see where his pearls have gone.
First salvo.
And there's more coming.
More coming.
See,
Okay.
I always said Murali Kartik was a fast bowler who got lost in the art of spin bowling.
He was too lazy to run long.
You got two salvos. I was more polite.
Yesterday, the first shot itself was a sledge with Manish. Even Simon from afar was laughing. I'm getting sledge right, left and center.
How happy you make people.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a good one. The mentor and the mentee are here.
Correct. They go two wise men, one who's spent 5 decades on this planet, and the other with 4+ decades in this industry.
7.5 decades on the planet.
4+ decades in the industry, boss. Mazak thodi.
So that's why I said 7.5 decades on the planet, 4+ in the industry.
Correct. Nahi, itna bhi nahi, sir.
हमारे हैदराबाद
He was just telling us a story about big muscles a little while ago.
हमारे हैदराबाद में बोलते थोड़ा कम करके बोलो ना.
ठीक ठाक लगा लो भैया.
That is why I'm searching for my pearls. Where are my pearls?
सर वो बैगन बाता इनके लिए सूट होता है ना.
हाँ.
बहुत बैगन बाता करते हैं.
Do you remember this is an English show?
ठीक है यार, सारे अपने ही लोग हैं. खैर, Pakistan versus Oman, that's what it is tonight. Very lopsided battle. This will be played in Dubai, and as I said, two wise men in the studio. And so, if you are a cricket fan, I'm sure you will get to understand a lot about life and cricket. We've got to talk about yet another phase in what has been a topsy-turvy state of things in Pakistan cricket. They seem to have moved on, or have they? No Babar Azam in this lineup. Is this Pakistan cricket's way of saying we're moving on from King Kar Lega to Team Kar Legi?
This is one of the best selected Pakistan teams I have seen, because this is a great desire you can see in there to become a more modern team. Teams lapse into a little time warp from time to time. Happens to everybody when you've got good players in your side and you start playing yesterday's game a little bit. There's a great effort this time in Pakistan cricket to try and play today's game, fill it with people, bat deep, fill it with people who are very aggressive. You see how Sahibzada Farhan plays, you see how Saim Ayub plays, you see how Hassan Nawaz plays, and with a captain like Salman Agha, who's probably going through a little lean patch, but is a good player. So there's a great attempt to modernize the game.
Yeah.
But how long it will last, I don't know. But they're playing a very different kind of game. And since both of you are used to making fun of my vintage, for someone like me to think of Pakistan as a spin bowling side, I'm finding it very difficult to come to terms with.
All those fans were scarred because of the fast bowlers in the 90s. This is a new kind of...
Thank God you said 90s at least.
But they also had some quality spinners. Yeah. It's just that you have to remember that this format... And over the last 2 or 3 days, which includes Harsha and Simon, we've been talking about how good spinners have been in this format. And again, also you have to remember Dubai, where they played the last tri-series, and maybe whatever learnings from the Champions Trophy, they do realize that you can have your fast bowlers, but you also need a variety of spinners who can possibly do a job in this format specifically. Yeah. You're not going to fill your team with 4 spinners in a test match.
Sure.
Maybe. But in a format like this, where spinners have been the most economical, the most intelligent, and the most used, why not have a good variety of spinners?
You realize he said most economical, most used. Fine. In between, he said the most intelligent.
That is because we are the most economical, no? When T20 came
But you're right. In every phase of the game, they are the most economical, because spin bowlers are the great survivors of our sport. They have to be intelligent to be able to play the game, because they are the survivors of our game.
Exactly.
And when T20 started, we all said, everybody without exception, this is the death of spin bowling.
Exactly. That is exactly what I was going to touch upon.
What are we seeing
call
now?
ourselves the cockroach, or will I be killed if I call us the spinners the cockroach? You're the survivors.
I might be if I do. You won't, because it's your tribe.
Yeah, correct.
Daniel Vittori did really well at the first T20 World Cup, I remember.
Yeah.
When everyone thought it's hell for leather batting, but good quality spinners survived.
Look at you think of Pakistan in recent times, and you think of Mohammad Amir, Naseem Shah, Shaheen Shah Afridi, Haris Rauf, Hassan Ali, who's now back, Mohammad Wasim. You think of all these recent fast bowlers. Forget the earlier generation.
Yeah.
Now, who are you talking about? You're talking about Sufyan Muqim. You're talking about Abrar Ahmed. You're talking about Mohammad Nawaz, who's a good bowler, may not quite be as good as his coaches. Has talked him up. But look at the batting. The batting is full of people who can bowl spin.
Yep.
Khushdil Shah can bowl spin. Saim Ayub bowls a lot of spin. Salman Agha is probably the best test match spin bowler. So they've got a lot of people who can bowl spin.
Yeah.
So it's a side that has many little skills in it, so that they have different options available to them. From that point of view, it is an attempt to become a modern team.
Yeah. They seem to have made the right moves. I suppose they've maybe taken a leaf out of India's Champions Trophy book, where India went in with a lot of spinners. It worked on these pitches. The selectors can only pick a side that they believe will do the job. But in the last 5 years, they've had as many as 10 coaches. Mike Hesson.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Is that all?
10. I counted.
Okay.
Including Gary Kirsten, who we thought will bring about a big positive change, but he didn't last long.
Jason Gillespie.
Gillespie as well.
Arthur.
Grant Radburn, Mickey Arthur as well. Vince Haq.
Aqib Javed in between?
Aqib Javed a couple of times.
Yeah.
But they've got to last long. That's the issue.
So will Hesson last long?
He's making the right noises.
We'll wait and see.
No, it's not noises outside. Sometimes it's a tough place to survive. Anyways, only time will tell.
Pakistan have won the toss and they've chosen to
bowl.
Bat first.
Bat first. Interesting.
Yeah, it makes sense for them because they want to get the batters a game. Sure. But having said that, they've played so much T20 cricket in recent times that, there's one team that could have afforded to bowl first was Pakistan.
Can they look at this game as a dress rehearsal?
You asked me this question yesterday.
Yeah, and I want to know Harsha's views on it, because can they look at this and say, okay, let's field a team that we're going to play against India as well? Can they look at it like that?
On paper, yes, but the quality of opposition, there's no resemblance to what they're actually going to play. So if they're going to assign roles, yes, I guess from that point of view, if you're assigning roles, you're trying to say, okay, Nawaz will continue to take the new ball. Okay, let's give him 3 overs with the new ball. Yeah. Let's see where Haris Rauf comes into play. Do we play Hassan Ali? Do we not play? So from that point of view, maybe. But the results that you will get may not be something you can talk about too much because of the sheer quality of the opposition. You'll get away with a lot more against a team like Oman. I mean, think of poor Oman. How many cricketers in that place? A lot of them would be expat players.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden, you've lost 10 or 12 players. So the quality of the opposition will not be great. I hope they try, and because that's the least you can do.
Let's take a look at Pakistan's 11 in this Asia Cup opener. What's the kind of combination they've gone with on this Dubai pitch that has assisted spinners in the past? So Sufyan Muqim, Abrar Ahmed, the 2 spinners. Salman Ali Agha can bowl a bit as well. 4 overs of spin you can expect from him.
Who's not in this side straight away?
There is Shaheen Afridi. There is no Haris Rauf.
Haris Rauf isn't there.
And they are playing one medium pacer who bowls mid-120s along with Shaheen Afridi. They're playing a virtually full spin bowling attack.
Spin bowling attack.
They will open with Mohammad Nawaz. They're playing both their mystery spinners in Abrar and Muqim. So they have... Look, they've played a lot of cricket in Dubai.
Yeah.
I think they won 20 of their 26 games, but they've lost their last four of their last 5 games. Yeah. They've played over there. Yeah. But they're going completely spin heavy.
Yeah. Is there, do they bat deep enough?
With Fahim Ashraf at 8. The reason they're playing this team and they're playing Fahim Ashraf ahead of Haris Rauf is because they want that batting at 8.
Now, I know that Harsha follows a lot of non-India cricket as well. Salman Ali Agha, does he seem like the right choice for a forever tumultuous Pakistan cricket team?
I don't know him as a person, but I've been very impressed with whatever little I've seen of him as a cricketer. But his performance has tapered off a little bit. Yeah. Especially as a batter, his strike rate is way too low for someone batting at that number 4, number 5.
Or something.
Yeah, it's way too low. He's a far better player than that.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether it's the pressures of captaincy, whether it's just going through a bad patch, like every player goes through a bad patch. Yeah. But he's a proper cricketer. And look, I don't know if he's a good leader. I don't know him well enough to know if he's a good leader or no. But there's so many young players in this team. The only other person they could have gone to as captain was Shaheen Afridi.
Yeah.
And I think he's a slightly polarizing character. So maybe they didn't want that kind of person because he had already been captain. Then he was taken off, removed as captain. I think he was captain of the Qalandars in the PSL as well. So there was a little bit of a story around Shaheen Afridi as captain.
Yeah.
So maybe they just thought, leave him alone to do what he's supposed to do best, which is take wickets in the power play.
They've seen mixed results under Salman Ali Agha in the recent past, wins and losses. Take a look at that. Since being appointed captain, these are the results. You want a new captain to get a long rope. Clearly, he's going to be captain at the T20 World Cup and possibly beyond as well. You want to make your captain feel secure for the rest of them to feel secure as well.
Yes, absolutely. And I think, was it March when he was appointed full-time?
Yeah.
And he had led before, I think, in a Zimbabwe series.
Yep.
Look, it takes a bit of time. Again, he's finding his own feet. It's not as if his numbers in T20 cricket are earth-shattering.
Yeah.
As what Harsha spoke about, his average and strike rates are not... It's not as if you have moved away from the likes of Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam, whose form themselves had tapered off late. You're going to somebody, you need to give him some time. You need to allow him to make a few mistakes. Yes, you need to be patient because sometimes the Asian countries, they don't give that amount of, or they don't have that amount of patience when it comes to captains and they want quick results. You can't afford that. If you've moved away from a set of people, you need to give the other person a bit of time. So maybe once he stamps his authority, once he has an understanding of the kind of team he wants and the kind of cricket he plays, also it takes a bit of time to get used to the coach as well. Are you on the same page? Do you want to play this kind of cricket or this brand of cricket? So you have to give him that time. I hope whatever logic with which they've appointed him will bear fruition, and also he gets a long rope. Again, I'll come back to the same thing. Whatever you want to do, give the person a bit of time to get used to it.
You know, it's interesting, Kartik says that. Saurav told me something interesting about captaincy once. He said, you cannot give a captain only time to be wrong. You have to give the time to learn from what wrong he has made to become right.
100%.
So he said, if you keep changing captains all the time, you're constantly giving them the time to be wrong, but not giving them the time to learn and become right.
And also, the next captain coming in is never going to be comfortable. He's always going to be looking over his shoulder. That is a case with cricket in general as well. In this format, if you're empowering players to play a certain brand of cricket, you have to allow them to make mistakes. That is why some of the best captains are the ones who are quite controlled in their emotions when their players make mistakes. Because this is the kind of cricket. Look, just now Harsha said, this is the brand of cricket most of the world is playing. If you want to tag along and if you want to be part of that race, you have to find players. If you think you have found the players, but they've not yet delivered, it takes a bit of time. If you chop those players, the next set of players are going to be looking around, and even the players, if they come back, they are going to be thinking, oh, do I play for myself or for the side? So that is why all these things are very important when you talk about a captain, when you talk about a side. If the selectors have a bit of logic, if you think that these are the set of players who are going to take us forward, give them a bit of time.
Mike Hesson seems like the right guy from a personality mix point of view to bring about a sense of calmness.
Look, whatever interactions I've had with him, he is quite a knowledgeable person. His cricketing logic seems pretty secure. And again, yesterday we had this chat and we were ribbing Simon Dool about the comment he made about the spinner. And it's understandable. Look, you want to encourage any player who's in your side. And also to go with what he did recently. He took a hat-trick, 5-wicket haul. So obviously it is pretty fresh in a coach's memory as well. But look, again, you need a bit of time. It's never easy for an international coach, for a foreign coach, again, to break the language barrier, to have that comfort factor. Why do you think there are so many... I remember Richard Pybus, who was possibly one of the most successful international coaches, but he had a very different side. He had the likes of Anwar, Wasim Akram, Waqar, who were a gun side, and all of them actually gelled with Richard Pybus. But if you've got new players, South Africans speaking an accent from New Zealand, it's never easy. It's never easy within our subcontinental players. Not everybody understands it. Sometimes many things are lost in translation. So you need to give him a bit of time. But again, you ask me, whatever I've spoken to him, his cricketing logic seems pretty solid.
But he makes a very valid point, because if you can't follow the coach's accent, then you've got to have someone alongside you,
Subtitles.
taking you along. Exactly. You know, it is. I mean, we're all laughing,
I
but
watch
it's
OTT
true.
programs like that. I can speak English, but I don't understand when they speak.
But
So
they-
I need subtitles.
Yeah.
They
But
tried
coaching-
English-speaking Pakistanis. Misbah-ul Haq is probably the best English-speaking guy in Pakistan cricket.
Sometimes where there is an environment where there is a slightly antagonistic environment around, sometimes it's just best to get an outside person.
Yeah.
The thing is, coaching, I believe, is very strongly cultural. You have to understand the culture of the team that you're coaching. If you can understand the culture, you can understand the insecurities, you can understand the sense of humor, you can understand the wildness and the compatibility, then you can understand where you're getting to them.
Yeah.
And that's why someone like Gary Kirsten worked in India, because he had the time.
Yeah.
He had the time to understand. And as I mentioned once to Gary, I said, you will never work with players, with people, not players, with people of that caliber ever again.
Yeah.
The caliber of the people he was working with, such beautiful personalities, strong team players, putting team first. So he was able to succeed because he had time. He went to Pakistan, he couldn't succeed there. He couldn't succeed. So that is going to be the challenge for Hassan. Does he know whether the plans they're formulating are the plans that are going out onto the field? Does he know whether there's conversations going on behind his back? That has been the bane of Pakistan cricket. If they can get it all together. There was a time in Pakistan cricket when people couldn't stand each other. When they crossed the line, they were a lethal force.
Yeah.
Lethal, yeah.
So,
John Wright was brilliant with us.
yeah.
True.
John Wright was one of the best coaches I've worked with, along with Richard Pybus. The best thing I felt with John was that apart from being a great human being, you could have a punch-up with him and not anybody would know. Not even the wall would know. You can say whatever, he will say whatever, but no one will know. So you had that trust factor with John, that he was like a father figure.
Yeah.
He was grumpy, he could get really tense, but one of the most wonderful human beings you can have. And imagine the kind of players he had. Just think of, you've commentated,
Same
you
generation.
also said that this is possibly one of the best eras of commentary. Just think of the players he had, and he was possibly one of the best. And Gary, very similar, hard-working, always behind the scenes, never in the forefront, but you could trust them. That is the most important thing. You can have that trust factor with your coach.
You can put the best coach, the nicest guy in charge, and it's then up to the team to respond. And that's what Pakistan fans will be looking at their team for in the days ahead. We will, of course, talk about the role of a coach in just a bit, but a look at the Oman 11 to see who they have. Vinayak Shukla is highly talked about as well. Jatinder Singh has been around for a while. Amir Kaleem is someone they trust. This is the 11, Harsha.
They've had issues of their own. And it'll take everybody a little bit of time to get used to these names. You can follow this team with the numbers, but there's not enough numbers, to be honest, because they've not played that much cricket in recent times to be able to understand who the better players are. And a game like this against a team like Pakistan is not just a test of talent, it's a test of whether you belong there.
Yeah.
Very interesting what Lalchand Rajput said after the UAE game against India. He said, I thought the players were in awe of who they were playing against. And that is a factor with teams like Oman. So one of the things that the coaching staff in Oman will have to say is, look, player to player, we probably don't match up to Pakistan. But can we go there and look them in the eye and say, it's a cricket match, we'll give off our best and then take what we get.
Their deputy head coach, Sulakshan Kulkarni, has said, don't just participate, compete. Can Oman tell themselves, if the USA can beat Pakistan in a T20 World Cup, why can't we?
Of course. Of course. Sometimes it might be a David versus Goliath, but at the end of the day, it's what you feel internally and collectively as well, which makes a huge difference. And again, you know that you're in a lopsided contest. I think you'll be kidding yourself if you didn't accept that. But sometimes in that, it also relieves a bit of pressure as to what you expect out of yourself. But that doesn't mean that you can't go and compete. Even yesterday, we spoke about the same thing, Manish. At the end of the day, that is why you need a strong coach. That is why you need a coaching staff which actually relieve that pressure out of you. They just say, listen, we need to move forward as a team. This is one of the ways of doing it. You're competing against some of the best in the business, but we are here to go and compete. When we look ourselves in the mirror at the end of the day, we need to know that we left no stone unturned and we gave it our all. That's all you can expect. Whatever comes out of it, so the process we're talking about, this is the small process. The end result is not in our hands.
How does a coach's role or approach change when it's an associate nation as compared to a full member, big team, high-profile team like India?
Look, you know that these are the kind of resources you're playing with. It's not as if the teams pick themselves. And that is why I made this point the other day. You were not here. Saimi was here, me and Harsha. I said, you need a great coaching staff. I think all these associate nations, if they can garner the money, they need to find a good set of people, not just the head coach, just the others also, who have come out of a very strong system of cricket, who have played their cricket very hard way. They've come up the hard way, and they've grown in a sort of an environment which breeds those kind of cricketers. So, especially, I can tell you as a team, sometimes it's made of different types of characters. Some of them push themselves, some of them need to be pushed. You can have a Virat Kohli who gets up every day and wants to improve himself. And there are others who are fine in their comfort zone. So that is where the set of coaches come into play. One coach can't do anything. So you need a group of strong individuals who actually keep driving them forward. And that is where it's not just the skills alone. Sometimes it's the mindset which makes up for the lack of skills or the limited skills, you can say. And again, when you look at cricket, there are innumerable stories where certain people look extremely talented, but they have underperformed. But there are others who don't look that talented, and they've gotten the maximum out of themselves. And the coaches play a huge role.
Dav Watmore, Sri Lanka, 96. Jonathan Trott, Afghanistan, 2003. Is there a lesson in these two stories for smaller nations?
Sandeep Patil at Kenya. You have to be a giver. You have to be strong, but you have to be a giver.
Yeah, that's a very valid point.
And you have to feel for the players, you have to understand the players, make them feel good. Your role as a coach, when you're playing for an associate country, is very different from, say, if you're coaching a South Africa, an England, Australia, India, New Zealand kind of team, where if you say, this is how we're going to play, they might turn around and say, I might know. But when you're playing with a team like Oman or a UAE, very often the coach is going to lay down how we are going to play because the coach has maybe played at a different level or been around at a different level. So the roles are completely different when you're coaching a team like that. But you have to still got to earn the respect. Just because you've come in there as a former player, you cannot get the respect. You've still got to earn the respect. I don't know whether that's the case here.
Yeah, and I wanted to finish that you need to have the arm around the shoulder as well because they're going to make mistakes. Because we all have made mistakes. Everybody has made mistakes. If you think that you've not made mistakes, so that is the most important thing. That's why the word giver is a very valid one because at the end of the day, you can drive them, but you still need that cushion. When they fall, you still have to be the cushion for them.
Right, Pakistan batting first. In case you've just joined us, they won the toss, chose to bat first. Now, since the days of Amir Sohail and Saeed Anwar, Pakistan have been struggling to find a pair that will be there for very long, win them games.
Babar Azam and Rizwan stayed there for very long. They didn't always score
great results.
But they stayed there for very long.
Didn't give them great results. They found someone in Sahibzada Farhan, who seems to have great numbers in their national...
Wasn't Fakhar Zaman a good opener? I always wonder, why isn't Fakhar Zaman used?
They seem to just come and go.
I don't know why he was shunted down the order.
Because with Babar and Rizwan, he batted 4 at one point.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the one player, you think, oops, who can take the game away from
Fakhar Zaman.
You think of Fakhar Zaman.
Yeah.
And he's peace. Now, I don't know if he's made peace with batting at 3 and 4. I don't know. But now he's down to 3. Maybe they just want someone to go. But also what I've noticed, when I look at the scorecards, wherever I don't see the game, his strike rate isn't what it used to be.
Yeah.
So he's trying to be a different player, maybe. But in this setup, I think he's got a free hand to keep going because they've got batting till number 8. So many of the games, you see right at the bottom, Fahim Ashraf has gone and made 18 of 9 balls, 10 balls. So they've got the batting down there to allow them to go and play like that. But players like Hassan Nawaz, he got that 100 in New Zealand, right? He got 145 balls in New Zealand. And everyone is saying, around the 100, I think he got 4 single-digit scores. But when he got it right, now he's come down the order as well. And they've pushed up Sahibzada Farhan, who's made a great start to T20 cricket. But as always, you're judged by the quality of the opposition you've got the runs against. Those are fantastic numbers.
Yeah.
When you looked at the games Pakistan had won recently, you'll notice that they won games against opposition that wasn't great and lost games against stronger opposition. But this is a great start to international cricket. So they've got players like Ayub, like Sahibzada Farhan, like Hassan Nawaz. There's players like those who just go big. But these are players, as Kartik said, who will fail because you're playing a high-risk game. And I'd like to see Pakistan stay with them.
Those numbers, I suppose, include the National T20 Cup as well, where he scored 600 plus, average of 112.
190 strike rate.
And he's got a 162 not out in there. just the right kind of player to kickstart a new cultural wave in their T20 cricket, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's about identifying them and persisting with them. Yeah. The key word is that it's not about just identifying alone.
Yeah.
It's just giving them that confidence, because all of us need that.
Yeah.
And I think, again, what Harsha talks about with all those players,
Yeah.
if you've moved past two guys who have been there for a long time, if you're looking at what world cricket is doing and trying to stay abreast, I think you need to give the players a bit of confidence and give them that long run. Very important. Very, very important. I keep harping on it because I've seen how many good players have had a short stick, and some of them have had a long stick or a long rope or whatever you want to call it. And the guys who got a short stick, they were wonderful players. It's just that sometimes, again, it boils down to understanding the players as well. That is what is the art of coaching. It's not just teaching them forward defense and how to bowl an outswinger.
He'll be batting alongside Saeem Ayub, who's talked about a lot in Pakistan cricket. He's, I suppose, the only guy who's scored at an average of 30 plus in this side. What is his role when you have...
All the talk I heard about Saeem Ayub, I thought Saeed Anwar has come back. There was such a lot of hype around Saeem Ayub.
Yeah.
But when we saw him play, you realize he had something.
Yeah.
I don't think his numbers have yet matched the hype around Saeem Ayub. But he does two things. He's a left-hander at the top of the order, which is vital in T20 cricket. Very often you're playing on grounds where one side is shorter, one side is longer, so left-right always comes in handy. He bowls his spin, but you've got to let players go like that. So
we have got two anchors today in T20 cricket. How about that? Yesterday you asked the importance of an anchor.
On cricket shows or in cricket?
No, in cricket shows.
Yes, sir. ये तो Swiss knife है, sir. Mr. Bhogle is a Swiss knife. Expert भी, anchor भी. मेंटोर भी, गाइड भी.
वो एक्सपर्ट जो लफ्ज आपने इस्तेमाल किया ना,
एनालिस्ट
प्यार से इस्तेमाल करना,
एनालिस्ट ठीक है ना,
हल्के से इस्तेमाल करना.
Let's come back to Pakistan.
Yes.
What are the boxes Pakistan should be looking to tick in this game?
Play exactly as they want to play against the bigger teams. If that is the template you've set yourself, this is the way we're going to play, then keep playing like that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what you are doing. I read a statement yesterday that pained me a little bit from a player that I think is very gifted, a player called Tawheed Ridoy.
Yep.
And he said we could easily have won it 3 overs earlier, but we might have lost a couple of wickets. And I thought, oops, that's what T20 is about, isn't it? Doesn't matter if you lose wickets.
Net run rate doesn't get affected by that.
Correct.
Doesn't matter if you lose 8 wickets if you want to win it in 16 overs. So I hope Pakistan are going out and saying, this is how we are going to play against India.
Yeah.
We're going to go hard right from the top. So let's go and play exactly like that.
So shouldn't they have bowled first?
Game time for the batters?
No, so would they do the same thing against India? Just jog your memory back to 2021 T20 World Cup. They just coasted to a victory when the dew came in and India got 158 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it becomes very difficult.
That game is a chasing game, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
With dew and spin being such big factors, that is a chasing game.
Pakistan going in with 2 spinners in Abrar Ahmed and Sufyan Mukin, the left-arm wrist spinner, and they've got 3 pacers in there. That's
is Haris Rauf injured, or is he not fully fit, or is he been dropped?
No news on that yet.
Yeah.
So 2 spinners and 3 pacers in that lineup, and that's the combination that they've gone with Pakistan.
Actually, sorry to interrupt you again. By Pakistan standards, 1.5 pacers. Because I remember Ramiz telling me that at the nets, if a bowler came and he was bowling between 130 and 135, they would tell him, "Wo piche jaake khade rehna." Jab 140, when you become 140, come and bowl here. So they've got someone who bowls mid-120s.
Yeah.
He's a good cricketer, but he's mid-120s.
Good for Oman. Let's take a look at their 11 as well. As I said, Jatinder Singh is their big hope. Doesn't have great numbers against full member nations. Amir Kaleem is promising as well. And then there is their keeper batter Vinayak Shukla. So they will be expecting that this lineup will be able to perhaps push Pakistan, if not beat them. If they can, it will set this tournament.
Didn't they have a fast bowler? They were talking a lot about.
Not in the 11. Mohammad Imran.
Not in the 11.
Not in the 11.
So if you're not making the Oman side, what is that telling you? Maybe he's injured, for all that you know. Maybe he's not fully fit.
Apparently, bowling action, celebration, hairstyle.
And skill?
Pace, for sure.
Yeah, but skill?
No.
Because you can have all the tattoos and the hairstyle, but you don't have the skill, is not much good.
What about the accent? We'll know if he does well, maybe when he gets interviewed. Okay, we won't go there. We won't go there.
You just did.
Wasim Akram once said Shoaib's accent is a mix of Irish, Welsh, English, American,
And?
Aussie,
And?
सब कुछ करता है.
And not Urdu or...
वो थोड़ा बहुत आ जाता है. When he says तगड़ा and दिल है.
Punjabi, हाँ.
खैर,
He's a character. He's a great
वो तो है. That's it. क्या बचा? Oh, joy factor. Your favorite part, sir. तैयार है?
Single shot on Kartik, please.
I want to make you wear a BP blood pressure meter when joy factor.
No,
goes on.
I'll be the calmest because I don't even look at
कुछ
it.
पता ही नहीं है.
If you ask me a question, maybe the BP is high. Joy factor, I've stopped. The first time I paid attention, didn't make any sense to me. Didn't even get close to it.
The most catches in the tournament of the Google.
No, Sachin Tendulkar, most wickets.
Most wickets in
most
a single
wickets.
edition.
That was yesterday.
Yesterday.
Before the catches.
Yeah.
When I was there.
And we thought it was Mohammad Siraj, and we got very excited. He says, oh, one-day version, 6 for 13, Ajanta Mendes, Irfan Pathan. Mohammad Siraj. Not even close to it.
आज का बता दो भाई मिस्टर भट्टाचार्य ने क्या भेजा है. Let's bring it up quickly. Today's joy factor. In which Asia Cup list does Sky rank 1, Virat Kohli 12th, with both being the only Indians in the top? I can't process this question, sir. Please.
No. There's a list. Surya Kumar Yadav is first. Virat Kohli is 12th. There's only 2 Indians in that list.
When did they play together? We'll have to figure that out. We will do this. Let it go. We will try and figure this.
I think it is strike rate in the between 7.1 and 7.4. Joy is going to punch me. He's a big fella.
He'll throw a volleyball at you, sir. Khair. Just enough time for predictions. Pakistan batting first. New look opening pair. Dashing young opener.
Same ground, same pitch that the India game was played on.
Yeah.
But you hardly got. That was an 18-over game.
Yeah. I'm going 197.
I actually thought they might go big, but you're going 197. I don't have too much of an upside over 210 or whatever. Okay, I'll go 210.
Itna zyada? I'm going to say 170.
See, my ambitions are small. My ambitions are to come on the left side of the table.
हाँ, इतना इधर आ जाए ठीक है. But इस बार इतने लोग ही नहीं सर, सारे लेफ्ट साइड में ही है.
No.
ऊपर जा रहा है बस.
कोई बदकिस्मती है.
Okay, that's all we have time for. Enjoy the first innings. We will see you, of course, at the halfway mark on Cricbuzz Combox. Bye for now.